Going, guys? My name is Alex Potiers, and I am studying international business. Just a little bit about me. I go to Frisco High School here. I'm a senior. This is my second year in ISM. I'm in the drum line. I'm also in DECA. I like to describe myself as hardworking, outgoing, and I plan on attending The Ohio State University in the fall of 2015. Okay, come on. There we go. Like I said, I'm just studying international business for the second year in a row. I thought about doing something different just kind of like, expand my horizons, so to speak, but my mentor, who you'll find out about very shortly, is just so great that I thought I'd be wasting an opportunity if I went anywhere else. So why I wanted to do international business, my dad was in business. That's what he does now, and he's been really successful, and it's always been interesting to me just of how everything's so interconnected and how the world works. But also, I know that as technology increases, our world is shrinking, and so I feel like a lot of people do business as a major. So if I'm, kind of one of the many fish in that sea, I'm not going to really stand out. But this way, it gives me something that I like doing. I get to hopefully travel a lot, and it's something different. Like I said, I want to do something that has a positive effect on the world. Like, I don't want it to be just selling cameras or some just basic product that doesn't really have any meaning. I want to do something that is going to make sell something that's going to make the world a better place. And through that, I hope to meet new and diverse people. I've had the blessing of being able to go on mission trips to Hungary. I have actually a really good Hungarian friend. I think that culture is really cool. I like learning about new cultures. And I also I like challenges that I can overcome. I like working hard for them and being able to overcome whatever obstacles stand in my way. My quote this year is, "From the one who has been entrusted with much, much more will be asked." And I really feel like this applies to my life because I've been given a lot, I feel like, and a lot of opportunity just from coming from Salina to Frisco in 7th grade, and just all I've been given in my life. I feel like I've been really set up well with success from my teachers and my parents. So, and to waste that, I think, would be a shame. So, this quote just kind of reminds me that I need to make the most of all I've been given, because the majority of the world has not been given the opportunity that I have, and I need to be thankful for that and show my gratitude by making something, successful out of what I've been given. International business major, it's going to take about 4 or 5 years to get a bachelor in, and then an additional 2 years for a master's. A master's is highly recommended just because A, it gives you even more knowledge about the field, and B, you usually get paid a little bit more once you get that master's. Flexibility, humility, and people skills are vital to success. Obviously, you're dealing with people from around the world, and they don't really want to deal with the cocky American. So being, humble and being able to communicate with them well, and obviously being flexible as high schools, we figured this out, we're always crowded with a bunch of stuff to do, and we need to be able to think on our feet and, be able to change schedule when things kind of go haywire. International business is also a job that's highly in demand, which is another reason why I want to pursue it, because people these days are looking for individuals who have certain knowledge in international business, whether it's dealing with laws or just the area. It's a lot different from business. And those differences, on the surface, it doesn't look like a big deal, but it really is when you get down to it. Really? Okay. Just to outlook on the economy real quick. In advanced countries, we're growing, which is the developed ones like USA, the European Union countries, and say Japan. Economic growth in developing countries. These are countries that have been behind for a while, but they're now starting to really catch up. Is China, Brazil, and India, and they're going to be shrinking, and which is going to take down the overall economy just because they've kind of caught up, so they don't need to grow as fast to catch up. But again, another reason why international business is so important is because 95% of the business for USA companies is outside of the USA. I mean, just take that in for a second. That's a lot of business, especially when you consider how big our country is and how much trade we do around the world. Trade we do, that's a lot. Which one? This one? Okay, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and skip over some of this interview stuff just because I'm a little running out of time. I want to get to what I've been working on this year. I'll just touch on this though really quick. I've had the privilege of being able to read a lot of articles over my year and a half in ISM, and I've learned a lot of lessons, and these are just kind of the few I'm going to hit on. A product idea is only limited by the limits of the mind, and what I mean by that is there's so much potential for anything. Like, if you can think of it and, you know, kind of get an idea, it can be a possibility. Like, I saw a product the other day. It was like it's like a wristlet, and when you flick it, it projects your phone screen like on your wrist, and you can like be texting on your wrist. And like who thinks of that? Who thinks that it'd be a good idea to like text on your wrist, like, and like watch YouTube and all that crazy stuff? Like, that's just insane to me that someone could like think of that and actually make that an idea and like an actual product. Valuable lessons from others' mistakes. As a kid, youngest of 4 kids, I've been able to learn a lot from my older siblings, and because of them screwing up, I've been able to kind of, you know, not avoid the same mistakes, and, you know, have my life be a lot more simple than theirs was at, you know, my age. My mentor is Lawrence Howarth. He was the CEO and founder of Howarth International, which is a company. What he does mainly is he goes to other companies in other countries and helps them become international businesses. He's, you know, learned. I mean, he's been almost everywhere in the world, and I've learned so much from him already. I think in even my first, you know, phone interview with him, I took like 4 pages front and back of notes. And he's gotten me involved in the International Business Council, which he's the chair of. And through that, I've been able to kind of see just international business in our local community of Frisco. I've gotten to see a lot of really cool stuff. Some I unfortunately can't talk about just because of the ISM confidentiality agreement. But it's really kind of cool to see what's coming into Frisco and how international business in Frisco is making it such a better place and such a cool place to live. There's a picture of me last year with the IBC. Last year, like I said, I was also with Lawrence, and we did a business plan for the personal care side of Better World Products, the company I'm still working with this year, but we're doing a different side of that company. And what we were doing was we were importing shea butter and African black soap, which are skin and hair care products, from Benin, which is a country in West Africa. What I had to do for this was I had to research the product itself, find out, you know, what its pros and cons were, what's different from the rest of the market, and etc. I also had to do research on the competition, which is like going to be the big brands such as Olay, you know, L'Oreal, a lot of the, you know, the big ones. And what I found out, what our advantage was, is in these shampoos that a lot of these companies sell, is there's a lot of bad stuff in it. Like, there's very little shea butter. They just kind of put shea butter in, like a drop, so they can say we put shea butter in. But really, I mean, a lot of like chemicals that can actually cause cancer in some cases. And so also I had to do research on the market, which the market is, you know, you, the people, the consumer. What you guys look for in products, what you guys, you know, are attracted to, how you buy your products. I actually was able to get a lot of people, including Coach Goff and some other ISM members and some family members that, you know, bought these products, and kind of find out what they bought. Like, did they look for like all natural? Did they care about that? Did they care if it was online? Did they care, you know, what color it was? Stuff like that. So my final product, that was actually all my original work, and my final, that all tied into my final product, which is the business plan for this side. This year, however, I want to do a little bit something different. As much as I liked working with, you know, personal care products, that wasn't really like something I could really get behind and be passionate about. But this year I'm doing a little bit something different. This year it's more of an export, which is imports coming into the country, exports going out. And we're working with something called wood pellets. Wood pellets are, it's wood, but what they do is they compress it down with heat, and it basically burns like coal, but it burns clean because that tree is obviously already dead, so that carbon dioxide has already been released. So that's not coming into the air. Burns like coal, and in terms of like clean alternative energy, your options are solar power, which solar panels are expensive, and you have to be in a sunny climate. It wouldn't work in somewhere like Akron, Ohio, where it's cloudy 6 out of 7 days of the week. You also have wind turbines, again expensive, and a lot of people have complained that it's kind of an eyesore, which I think that, in terms of global health, eyesore, global health is more important, but that's obviously a valid point, I suppose. You also have hydroelectricity, but you need a dam for that, and not everyone's next to a river. So, and wood pellets can be used in coal plants, which are, for a long time have been the main source of energy, so there's still those running, and it's by far the cheapest source of clean energy. There's 4 major production centers in the USA right now that are producing 100,000 tons or more a year. There's a lot that are either proposed or under construction, but the 4 main ones are the Maine Company, the Confluence, Curon, and Lee. Maine is obviously out of Maine. Confluence is out of Colorado. Curon is out of Modesto, New York, and Lee is out of Georgia. So a lot of them have kind of different strengths. For example, Confluence in Colorado, they use dead wood, which actually is super helpful because a lot of the wildfires that are broken out in California have been because there's all this dead wood that no one's cleared because they think it's it's still part of the environment, but actually it's hurting the environment because it's basically just fuel for these massive forest fires. And if we had been allowed to clear them and use them for wood pellets, maybe those forest fires aren't as devastating. And also they use leftovers from the lumber industry, which all 4 of the others do, but they're the only ones that use dead wood. They're extremely efficient. I was watching some videos on how Curon made the pellets, and after the pellet was made, they went through a cleaning process, and the debris from the cleaning process was used for more wood pellets. So essentially, they're making wood pellets make more wood pellets. That's efficiency at its finest right there. Lee is really close to a lot of major ports, which is really good for shipping internationally. And then, of course, you have to have a forested area to be able to mass produce these wood pellets. Oh, wrong button. Weaknesses. The New England area actually ran out of wood pellets last year, which I find pretty amazing considering that, that's the coldest area of the country. You have the Maine, a plant in Maine that should be supplying all of that, and Maine is a very heavily forested area. Some don't even sell within 300 miles of the plant, which is, kind of sucks when you consider all the potential in Europe right now, because they really, really want these pellets. And like I said, they decide to use these for animal bedding instead of actual energy. I was looking on Lee's website to see where they were kind of selling to, and the main thing they're advertising these wood pellets for is for animal bedding. It's why? Our strengths, we plan to operate out of Nacogdoches, Texas, which for those of you who don't know is in East Texas. So we'd be very close to the ports of Houston and New Orleans, mainly Houston. It's a forested area, and being so close to Houston and having the knowledge we have of Europe and Asia, we have the capability to go international and be successful at it. Like I said, the market is the European Union because by 2020 they're going to require their countries to have 20% of their energy come from clean sources. And like I said, the easiest way to have clean energy is by wood pellets. And a lot of these countries still depend on coal for their energy. So, we got that going for us. South Korea also has become a country. This one, we actually found them kind of off of a hunch by myself, because my mentor said, look up Japan and China and like how much we're exporting to them. And I decided just to kind of throw in South Korea just to kind of see if we, what was going on there. And we were pleasantly surprised by the results. And then my mentor Lawrence Howarth did some more research on it and figured out that they're really going after these wood pellets. Currently, though, they're wanting to force them in Indonesia and Vietnam, but that's not going to last very long just because they don't have the lumber production that we do here in the United States. Any questions at all? Nope. All right, well, thank you for watching, listening, whatever.